Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Let me check my volume, check. Shout out to everybody going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special, big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the people who got here early, like Nicole Bazaar. Thank you for being here. Lion Tribe, Up Move. And let's see, who's that? Kayla C1. Kelly, you changed your name up a little bit, but I see you this morning. Thank you for being here. Lion Tribe, of course. Arlene K. Unstoppable and Sash and Darlene Walter Riley are all here early. Shout out to my retirees, my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops. Shout out to the people who lost their employment, their jobs, and they are looking for another one throughout this whole pandemic thing. You're struggling financially and all these things. We haven't forgotten about you. Okay, some people are doing okay, some people are not doing so well, whether it's mentally or financially or both. People are going through a rough time somewhere. But just know that you're not alone, and it gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later is one of those things that I say with full meaning. You know, I wish my little brother had understood that it gets greater later, but that's a whole another issue. Anyways, big up to the people who tune in. Shout out to Troy Stars Trucking. And if you've not seen Troy Stars Trucking channel, then please go over there and check the channel out. Even if you're not into trucking, then you'll still be entertained, I guarantee you. And shout out to all the people who have been watching The Bartender. The Bartender is a dope. It's the best thing smoking out of Jamaica right now. I used to sit around on the computer and search for Jamaican movies. Because you know you live a foreign and you're trying to stay close to home, trying to get that authentic feel for home at all times or as much as possible. So I search out like Caribbean movies, Jamaican movies. If there's a movie made in Trinidad, Guyana, Grenada, Antigua, Barbuda, anywhere in the Caribbean, I'm searching for those movies. And I used to find a lot of Jamaican movies that were good. But you know how our thing is already. One person starts something and everybody else thinks, oh, you must be making a killing off of it, so I'm going to go do the same thing. And before you know it, the market was heavily saturated with some low budget films that were not very well put together. So people stopped looking for our Jamaican movies online. The Bartender is not a movie, it's a series. And if you start watching it now, you will have to go catch up on all the other videos that leads up to right now, where it's at right now. I think they're in season 3. And I just watched the most recently released episode this Monday. It comes out on Sunday. I watch them on Mondays. I can't discuss the thing with you until you go watch it, man, but watch it. It is so entertaining, to say the least, and very, very authentic. Authentically us. All right, so shout out to Mr. Arville Expressions and his whole crew for putting that together right there. It's a good look. I even saw Rapa Crappa. A lot of you watch Rapa Crappa's channel as well. Rapa Crappa made an appearance in the last episode of The Bartender. May I tell you, catch up to the series. It's something that's good. All right, so this morning we come to talk about a couple of things. I'm working with some hot water and some lemon this morning in my cup. That's what's in my cup. My cup is steaming. Got some steam. Straight hot water and lemon. That's it. I don't know. After drinking that hot water and lemon yesterday, though, I had to stay close to the toilet. But that's a good thing. All right. So this morning we're going to talk about Renta dreads. We're going to talk about drug mules, smugglers, and we're going to talk about two brothers that had a fight. And we're going to start off with where we left off yesterday. So we're going to start off with the Renta dread something. Because yesterday I spoke about a sister that I saw, something I witnessed and shared in the chat room of, the story from yesterday. I won't rehash it. But there were a lot of females who, I don't know, you have some people, if you tell them that something is wrong, like you pull their coattail and say, hey, I don't like this that's going on. This is wrong. Instead of them looking at it and saying, boy, you talking truth. It is wrong. Instead of them doing that, they'll talk about something else that they think you did wrong. So there's never a solution. There's never any recourse to the issue. So there were some females in the comment section yesterday that took things a whole other direction. Oh, SoFlo is talking one-sided. He's not talking about the man them. And one person particularly said something about the Renta dreads. It's no different what she did being there on that table and them stuff up every hole around us on all fours versus a Renta dread. It's the same thing they're doing. That's what this female said. So I don't know if that was her way of saying I need to talk about the men as well, because I went pretty hard on the females yesterday. That's just me telling you that you are powerful, and you don't need to degrade and degrade yourself like that, because not only do you represent yourself, you represent a nation of people, and you represent a race of people as well. Believe it or not, even when you don't want to, you do. At your worst, they will use you as an example. At your best, they will still use you as an example. So you choose which example you want to be, or which example you want to put out to the world, right? All right. Anyway, on the topic of Renta dread, though, this is not me taking sides, but I see it differently. I see it differently because the dreads are usually in control. Now, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I know some people pay money to do some pretty freaky things to people, and some people take the money and allow it. Like, for instance, there was that video I did a couple of months back where the lady talked about, and this was a Jamaican female, and she talked about what she had to do for her sugar daddy. But in her age group and her circle, she drives a nice car. She dresses nicely in all the names that she likes, and she's able to afford them. And she has a nice apartment in an exclusive community on the island. And her friends are wondering what it is that she does. And the end result was, she tell the whole story about how he keeps coming around, but he's not asking for no, like how we said, him not ask for no pum pum. So she was puzzled. And she has said, well, maybe him something not work, or maybe, him have other ulterior motives, but whatever. He directs her to do things, and she do the things them, and she get paid. She go home, she wash off herself, and it feels good to be spending her money. I don't know if you remember that video, Carolyn Scott? It's still up there on the channel. And then eventually he got her into a place where, when you're dependent on somebody for your food and dependent on somebody for your bills to be paid, they start to get to dictate what they can do to you, especially in a situation like that. Well, this older man had a fetish, and his fetish was that he can take a number 2 in her mouth and on her, and she did it. Okay, so when I look at the Renta dread thing versus what I witnessed on that video with that sister doing, I look upon them in a totally different way. Not saying that what the dreads are doing is right, but like I said, I don't pay people's bills, right? And I don't dictate people's lives. What you're doing is shameful, but it's not shameful to you. The dreads are more in control, as in no one is parading them around publicly, degrading them. What you find in these situations where the Renta dread them is concerned, you normally find some women that are middle class to well-to-do. Middle class to well-to-do. And middle class to well-to-do in a first world country like, say, the UK or Canada or the US, their dollar amounts translates to a whole lot more. So if you give me a 200 US and I'm in Jamaica, that 200 US can go pretty far. Whereas for you, you're in a comfortable position in your country where 200 US could mean a weekend dinner date and probably your phone bill paid, and that's it, the money done. For them, 200 US can go way far. What I'm saying is, when I see the man them the dread them, the Renta dread them, I see control. These women go there to be told things that are good about themselves. It's usually some women who don't really have it like that where they come from, as far as their dating pool, some of them are married. The men do it also. Oh, honey, we're heading to Jamaica this weekend. It's a boys' trip. It's a business trip as well, but we'll do business/pleasure, have a little bit of fun on the island, and I'll be back on Monday, and it's Thursday, right? We fly out Thursday, and we'll be back Monday morning. And honey says, oh, my husband travels for business, and leaves it at that. And then they go to the Caribbean, and they do what they do. When these men are spending their money, they dictate what and how is done. So, for instance, for those of you who've been on the channel long enough, you remember the one that I talked about, the video that I saw. So the video that I saw was, and this is the first time I actually really looked at Jamaican women in another way, because nobody couldn't tell me nothing. You got to understand, I come from a generation where we used to in a dance, right? And the DJ, the selector said, any boy never put a mouth on a yet. Go so, put your hand in the ear. No. If you can't put your hand in the ear, that means you is a bowers, you is a this, you is a that. So every man in the dance, I put them hand in the ear, even when their woman is sitting right next to them going, you're lying up, you're lying. But put your hand in the ear, see them we're coming now and you're embarrassing you. Right? Those days are gone. Fast forward to now. These dreads I see in control. Let me explain. The video I discovered, you couldn't tell me nothing about Caribbean women. I would walk around and tell people, I swear, Jamaican man them don't do this. Jamaican women don't do that. You can't make no Jamaican girl do that. That in our culture, we're against it. We don't this and that. And lo and behold, I discovered a video. And the video was 3 white boys walking around in Jamaica, somewhere on the beach, and they were on vacation. They had a camera. The boy said, come make a movie. We're going to take one of these girls and we're going to take her up to the hotel room. We're going to make a movie. So I got very interested because it is in Jamaica. I can see the scenery, the background. You hear the people, their mic picking up people talking, Raban, Patois, and these things. Me no say Jamaica. See? All right. Them catch a girl. They videoed everything. The conversation downstairs, how they solicited her to get to the room and all this other stuff. Hear the girl the whole time about, don't show my face now. I know say I have video, but don't show my face. And they kept telling her like, nah, don't worry. We're not going to show your face. We just filming this for future reference for like, memories for this vacation, blah, blah, blah. If you've been on this channel long enough, you've heard me say this before. Her nose was blowing bubbles. Her mouth was being stuffed so much. Don't in your throat like Gage. Her nose was blowing bubbles and they wouldn't let her up. Like she was completely degraded. Completely degraded. And at some point watching it, it was like, is she calling for help? She need rescue. Because I couldn't believe that she was actually subjecting herself to this, right? And they gave her, I think they gave her like a couple $100 US. It must have been about $200 US or $100 US, something like that. And while she's sitting there on the bed, was getting dressed again, putting back on her clothes, because she had put on her clothes to left quick now, While she putting back on her clothes to left, clean off herself. She not even cleaning off herself good. The guy was filming around the room and she's still saying, don't put my face on that, Don't put my face on that. Her face was on it. So if I had actually saved that video and put the video out, but I wouldn't do that, right? Somebody would have been able to say, Rotted, no, my daughter that. Or, yo, I'm a sister that. Somebody might have been even able to say, that's my wife. Or that's my girl. So when you say Renta dread, and you say stop talk one-sided, so flow. You come down hard on the female, but talk about what the man them do too. Some of these men are out here doing some degrading stuff. I saw a documentary out of Jamaica where the man talked about how in my area, I'm known as a bad man, people know some fly back and them something there, you see me? So be a respect around there. So, but in the night time, him go to another place in Jamaica where he actually dresses as a woman. This bad man, you know, actually dresses as a woman and performs services to tourists, men who come to the island just for those pleasures. So yes, degrading stuff is going on both sides of the aisle, on both angles. When I talk about something that I had seen, though, it is not for me to separate the men from the women and pick side with the women. People even, one person even said, ladies, pay attention to him. He's talking half-ass or half-sided. He even defended Major Hype and all this. Y'all remember the Major Hype saga situation? I'm sure Hype want all this talk to be done. But it's out there in the world and it goes on. When it first burst, I never defended him like that. I said what the female is saying is pretty compelling. And if my daughter came to me with a story like that, I would believe her from the get-go. And then I would go try to sort it out and there would be problems, right? But let's wait to hear his side of the story. That's what I said, right? And you saw what his side of the story turned into. Once him released Feem's side of the story, we never heard from her again. And then more stuff started coming out and more stuff started coming out. So it's unfair for you to look at me describing a video I saw and trying to teach off of that video principles. And for you to take it as, oh, him side with the man them and he's against the women. The right person will get that message exactly as the message was delivered. I don't care how women want to style it, put it. You can't do the things that men do and then still be considered by society's standards. And a lot of you are concerned about how society views you. You want your equal respect. You want your whatever, your dignity intact. You want to be allowed to earn equal amounts, to do this, to do that, right? You want equality. Well, this was set like this long before me, and it's going to stay that way apparently because it's been that way my whole life. And as far back as history I've studied, it's always been that way. There's certain things that women cannot just get involved in and then expect. Okay, so what? Man do it. What? And then again, who are you comparing yourself to? You're comparing yourself to the worst of the worst men. So you're basically saying, it's like when I say, oh, Jamaica had so many murders this week, and people go, Soflo, stop talking about murder, man, because murder is everywhere. Jamaica is not the worst. Okay, why are you having to compare yourself to the worst? You see what I'm saying? And like I said in the video yesterday, there are men out there that are not like that. And lots of men out there that are not like that. Not everything is money is good for money. Not everything is good for money. And some things that you do, you cannot undo. That was the messaging yesterday. Carry yourself with a certain air of respect, commanded, and it will be given. I am speaking specifically to the women when I say, respect yourself and then give us something to respect. I'm speaking specifically to a certain kind of a woman or a certain kind of a mind frame. So if you're not that type, you shouldn't have been offended. You shouldn't have been offended at all. If anything, you should pass the video on to somebody that you think is that type, hoping to get some change about them, some positive change about them, especially if it's somebody you care about. That's what that was about. You know what I'm saying? I talk about the man, them beat them to death already. I was the first person that said, listen, if you are a man that don't take care of your children, I don't care what happened to you and baby mother. If you are a man that don't take care of your children, and I know you have children out there, and baby mother or wife or whoever is complaining, me and you can't be friends. Me and you can never be friends. We can't hang out. We can't communicate on a regular basis. We cannot be friends. I wouldn't keep that type of a friend. Because when I go to the party, and I seldomly party, but when I do go, I pop bottles. But I don't want to see you stand up next to me and pop a bottle, and I know that it was 250 US for a bottle in here tonight, and I see you over there with 2 bottles, that's $500, but I know your kids, and your kids look like rag dolls, right? You in go on your most way and your Gucci and your Couture, this and that, and your kids look like they need help. And the children mother is saying from when she not see you and all these things, and the kids haven't seen you. So you're neither giving them time nor financial support. Me and you can never be friends. And I encourage my brothers also to be that friend that's not a yes man friend to your brethren. If you're going to be his friend, be a real friend. Speak up. Because in helping his children, or in helping him to pay attention to his children, you're actually helping his whole circle. You're helping a future generation. You're helping his children. And you're helping your friend to stand up as a man and to take on man responsibility. That way you can stand up next to your friend proud in public. Oh, my brethren so flow. Yeah, man, I 6 youth, them man they have enough. And them man they take care of the whole of them. Daddy, you talk about super daddy. That would make me feel good to be able to say that about my friend. That's all. We can't go a bar and a pop bottle and me no say you're youth them hungry, and you talking about you buying the rounds and you just pop $250 bottles for the night. That would hurt my soul. So for those of you who listen to videos one-sided, please don't take when I describe one particular situation as I saw him feel about all woman. I'm tired of having to break it all the way down sometimes. No one person represents an entire nation of people. No one person's actions represents an entire nation of people, as in how they feel and what they think, right? There's going to be diversity in beliefs among all groups of people. However, as society is set up, when we see a woman doing a certain thing, we say, she represents so-and-so. Same thing for a man. That's just how society views you. But you must remember this. You yourself first. Whatever you do, they're still going to use you as a representation of your people. So make sure what you're doing is something that you're able to hold your head high about. That's how I talk about. See? Katie and Graham says she will finally catch a live. Well, thank you for being here on this live this morning. Yeah, man. So the Renta dread thing, I've seen videos of the Renta dread them. I see one youth, one dread, without getting too, you know, I said, down in it and them something there. I see a youth again, a big fat whitey, some proper strappings, while his brethren them standing around watching, and them a laugh, and it's one of them was holding the camera. So they go to the island for these things. Them say them come for the bamboo. Them come for the, you know, she want all of the oil out time back and all the sunshine out time skin. All the organic food out them back and sunshine out them skin. That's kind of different from putting me on a table with none of my clothes on, bend on all fours, and I stuff up every hole around there so with sparklers while you welcome in the new year. It's two totally different things. And you must know, say, yes, what the dread them do a prostitution, same way. We can't go around the thing. However, the world has changed. So these things no longer look like prostitution. It look more like a mutual agreement between adults, because we have internet now, right? So people going at them WhatsApp and them going at them Gmail, and they go in their Facebook accounts and whatever else online, and they jump in somebody's inbox, and before you know it, a full-blown relationship is developed. Oh, I want to come to Jamaica so bad. Well, come now. I'll show you a good time when you get here, and blah, blah, blah. So it starts. So it's no longer the Renta dread was the dread them where them eat a certain way, them in the sunshine all day, them swimming at the beach, them fit, you know, the woman them say them body ready and these kind of things, melanin turn up. And they stay on the beach and they wait for prospects. And they either approach or they are solicited. That's like outright prostitution. It's like driving down a street where the prostitutes stand on the side of the road and you pick which one you want and you pull up and talk to her. Don't say, I've never done it. Me see it in a movie. All right? Me see it in a movie. I've never done it. But that kind of stuff is done. That don't happen again. Okay, plus police are crack down for all that. Yo, move off of the beach, you know, and stop bothering the tourists, them kind of something there. So they do it online. So when she arrived at the airport, she's already calling who you are calling Renta Dread. Because Renta Dread have a car now, right? He been doing this for a while and buy a car. And more time, he use that money when buy a car and the car they turn taxi until him next client comes in. And when the next client come in, him get a taxi thing arrest or him run taxi same way, making money from both ways. Not justifying what he does, but I'm saying it's different. I've never seen one out in public being degraded in that manner. You know them have a saying, and the saying is, I know what you do and how you do it. If she didn't do that behind closed doors, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. And it would be between her and who she did it with. And that's it. Whether it's degrading, nasty, or whatever my opinion would be of it, my opinion would clearly not matter because I wouldn't even know to make an opinion. But when them have you out in a public, they're sending a deeper message. They want others of your kind to see what they are able to do to you and for how much small change they're able to do it for. Right? All right. Off of that one. Off of that one. So Lloyd Williams said, I 6 children may have 3 boys and 3 girls, and I take them all from Jamaica with me and my wife. Big people do big things, brethren. Grown man do grown man things. You see it, when I do picnic movements. And that's a big problem because a lot of these brothers, not all, big up to the one them who stand firm and do what they're supposed to do, regardless of if you and she work out or not. You still stand firm and you youth them life. Big up to them. But there's a lot of loose brothers out here that do boy things. And there's a lot of sisters that encourage it. That part. That's why I tell the sister them, say, you are the one that hold the power. You encourage certain behaviors. I'll never forget that post where they said that it was a joke, but it had some truth to it. Jamaican women are the only one where we take with somebody else deadbeat baby daddy. Fight for him to, and then expect him to be loyal to her and hers. Now we have brothers who run left them own children and go take care of a family of youths that are not theirs, simply because they're with the woman. And their real children are suffering. Them kind of something there. But the women, it's up to you. And what you accept is what you accept. And they'll give you what you accept as long as you're willing to accept it. So you can change a whole nation just by not accepting certain things. But as long as there are those out there that are willing to accept certain things are going to go on. Just like as long as there are people out here with money that are willing to pay for certain things, there will always be people out here that are willing to be bought to do those certain things. People licky, greedy, gravelicious, shameless when it comes to the money, and all kind of something. We know that people kill people for money, so you know they'll do anything else in between. Kill, prostitute, rob, anything. It's all about morals, values, respect, self-respect, the biggest one of all. Anyhow, I can't believe in 2021. Now, this is another topic. We're moving along to another topic. I cannot believe in 2021 that, and again, these are sisters. I cannot believe that in 2021, people are still encouraged to smuggle drugs. Do y'all know that they have stuff at the airport that sees through you, like into your body? So, I don't know. Times have changed. But to see these sisters, so there are 3 sisters, right? The next story was about them 3 sisters here. See the face them there? Because they put the faces out already. There they are. All 3 of them. Take a good look. 3 sisters. And these 3 girls, took it upon themselves to take a trip to Jamaica so they could stuff their body cavities with cocaine and bring that cocaine back into the UK. Now, here's the thing. They're not Jamaican. They would blend in good with the population, but they're not Jamaican. They are British-born females. 50,000 pounds was the worth of the cocaine that they were caught carrying, trying to go through Gatwick back into the UK, and it didn't work out for them. Now, personally, I've seen in my lifetime at least one person that I knew personally, which was, I'm sure my mom won't mind me talking about this because it's been so long, but it was a friend of my mother's, and she was doing extremely well. And you know, a lot of people kept wondering, like, wow, where should I get all that money from? Because for our life just a flourish. Nobody knew until mom got that call. You know, you're so-and-so dropped down out at airport dead. Oh, yeah, said to me, really? What do you mean drop down dead? From what? Heart attack, she's sick? No, drugs bust up in her. I'll never forget that morning. I was a young youth in my mother's house. And the phone call came in that morning. That time that we have phone on wall in the house. See? It wasn't no cell phone, it was phone on the wall. And it bust up in her because she loaded up so much in her and they took her and held her. And what they used to do was they would hold you so long, which they still do. They hold them so long that the heat from your body, your stomach acids, start eating up those things that are in rubbers. Because they wrap them in a rubber and then wrap them with tape and then wrap the, again, I don't know. I've seen it on TV. I don't know if they package that, right? Wrap them up in things, gloves, cut off the gloves, tie it up. Between these three females, they had, I believe they said, you could put it to a spoonful short of a kilo. So just say they had a kilo of coke between three of them, all divided up, parceled up, and stuffed up in their body cavities and is inside of them. And they just caught all three of them, right? The time that they were given, though, if they were in the US, they would have gotten way more time for the simple fact that they're crossing borders. I believe one got a couple of months. Matter of fact, they all got months, like 36 months, 32 months, 2 years and some change is all they got for this. So this is no deterrent, and they're all 20-something years old. So this is no deterrent. They'll be back out before they're 30, and they'll probably be, I hope, they won't ever do this again. But now in a day and a time like this, it's time for us to like talk to our people, brother, sister, niece, nephew. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And here's another proper case of those who were willing to do craziness for a little bit of money. Now, if this thing are worth 50K, 50,000 pounds, right? And you go back to the UK, things are so expensive in the UK, 50,000 pounds. That's the value of the drug itself. I am absolutely sure that you're not going to get half of that 50,000. So it's not like they're going to give you 25,000 pounds and say, share that up between the three of you. The most they'll probably get out of this is about 1,500 to 2,500 pounds a piece. Is 2,500 pounds worth your life? Because forget being caught by authorities. When this stuff bursts inside of you, you're talking about life and death. Forget prison time. Forget being caught by authorities. This is life or death if it busts up in you. So I can't imagine 3 sisters, 3 girls, 3 friends, and nobody out of the 3 was willing to say, not even last minute, don't do it. Well, I'm backing out. I'm not doing it. Because what if it bursts in us? Like, none of them able to talk sense into the other one. All 3 of them went along with it. For what? Money. Again, But they'll be okay. They won't be deported because they were born in the UK, and they'll be able to take advantage of all the rehabilitative programs that are available in the UK to get themselves back on their feet again. People that are 50, when they look back at their 25 and their 20s, they laugh at the crazy stuff they did. So it's an experience for them, but I'm hoping that there are others out there that learn from this. There was a female who said she opened a store in Jamaica. I won't call names because that area right now is hot with gang war. By the way, I don't know if y'all know it, but we'll talk about that later. That area is hot with gang war, but she opened a store and she did not know that that area was controlled by Don, a certain Don, who running drugs is his thing. So when she opened a store in the area, she immediately got approached by his henchmen, his foot soldiers. The Don want to see her. She don't have no choice. She have to go see the Don. She said that is where she learned that every store owner, because she was wondering like, yo, the girl them up here, so them open up them store, them are the good, them are drive nice car, them are live. My aspiration is to open a store in there, so that's what she worked towards until the Don call her in. You see, if you open your store out there, so you have to pay this much monthly. And she said, the first thing she said was, me just open the store, me don't have no money to pay you. Me try make my store make something, right? New to the scene. Him say, all right, no problem, but we have a way. If you can't pay up now, your only other alternative is close down. Or we have a way where you can make some money. She said she did want to go foreign anyway already. So he provided a way for her to go to foreign. The only thing is she had to do what these three girls did, which is stuff her body cavities with cocaine and go back and forth. She said our first couple of trips, everything worked out fine. She come back, store the good, money in her pocket, buy a car, all these things. On one of her trips, she got caught. And she ended up doing time in a prison in the US. Then she got deported. When she got deported, she got back to the island. Guess who was there? The same people. You have to pay for the stuff where you lose. She said, but a prison me there. A catch me get catch. They don't care. So this is a warning to anybody who is thinking, yo, some quick, easy money, you know. And yeah, it ain't gonna be for long. The flight short flight, and this is a learning, a lesson for whoever is thinking that them are gonna make some quick money this way. I want you to think of this. Sometimes them dash your way, meaning they know you're going to get caught. So you see, when you get caught with 1 kilo, on that same day, you were the decoy. You were who they wanted to divert the attention to. So the 50 kilos can go through. So you get catch with your 1 kilo, them both kill you with prison time. 50 kilos went through in that same airport, on that same plane there, that same run. This is organized. You see them, those three British girls, those three British black girls, I can tell you how their story went. Them never planned to do this on them own. Somebody in England approached them and said, yo, you want to make a run? You want to make some money? And usually they know what this person already does. All right, so I send you to go Jamaica, right? Set it up. You're going to there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, because you can't come back too quick. It look like a turnaround trip. It looks suspicious, especially in pandemic time. So here what? You go in, you spend a week, right, at this hotel. Everything paid for. Room service, all you can eat, all you can drink. Live it up. Do your video them, post to social media, everything, let them know. Keep a tracking on your phone, so when you go through the airport and them take your phone, them can say, yeah man, they were here on vacation. Look how much places they visited over Rick's Cafe. Shout out to Rick's Cafe. See them there jump off of the cliff, yeah, them they saw that. They had a good vacation and they're just vacationers. Somebody set them up. At the end of your vacation now, your last night, you're going to meet a man named, I don't know if you watch the movie Scaramouche. Scaramouche, I'm going to come pick you up, see it? And when Scaramouche come pick you up, I'm going to take you to a place now where so-and-so, I'm going to sort the thing out and package it properly upon you, ready for your flight, and drop you to the airport. So you check out of your hotel, and on the morning of your flight, you do the things and come back in. I'm walking through this because a lot of people are naive and don't even understand how that works. So now you're having a clear insight. And for those who are naive and think they can get around it, please listen to what I say. Okay? Sometimes you could have went through perfectly fine, but you were used as a decoy. So if you want to put yourself out there for like a 1,500, 2,500 pounds, then go ahead. You can't trust the people who are having you do this because you don't know their full intentions, right? A kilo is nothing in the drug game compared to when you can get 50 kilos through. You have to give up something, and sometimes they give up people. Yeah, may I give you 3 today? Bam, that's 3 in one go. So pay attention and don't get yourself caught up in this foolishness here. 2021, and people still being as dumb as ever. You can't get me for carrying nothing through no airport. I pack my own bags for sure. I'll never forget the first time I got asked, did you pack your own bags? I'm swallowing hard. I'm thinking I'm going to prison. Somebody planted something on me. I'm going over my mind, in my mind. Did I pack my own bags? I don't know if I answer yes or no. I'm like, well, if you're asking me, did I pack my own bags? Maybe I need to rethink my answer before I answer. Because where you finding at the bag? Why y'all ask me if I pack my own bags? This time the bag ain't even been opened yet. You know, the bag is sitting in front of me. Did you pack your own bags, sir? I say yes. They open the bag. In my mind, I'm thinking, watch for them all pull out. No, prison me I go. Them pull out my sugar cane. Them said the cane should have been peeled. Aha! Look at what we found. And it was sugar cane. I had one instance where I came through the airport. Listen up, I had one instance I came through the airport. I come off of Miami. So I reached Miami now. My bag would tape up in Jamaica and tag up. When I saw my bag on the carousel, my bag had different tape and different tags on it. But I recognized my bag because it still had my markings on it. Means a person would me tie like a big red bow on my bag and then tie a yellow bow next to it or something. So as soon as I see it, I can see it way down the carousel, right? It's a marker. Little tips you can use too when you travel. Anyway, when my bag come around, I see my bag look funny with all kinds of markers on it. I said, what is this? I make the bag pass me for one time first. The bag went past and I thought, okay, I'm sure you're on the camera and they're watching you. It's your bag. Pick it up and go on like nothing happened. So I'm going to grab my bag next time it came around. And as I grabbed that bag, I will not kid you, I took about 1, 2, 3 steps. See them here? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're coming from all angles. And my heart is like, I say, yes, a prison y'all go. Prison y'all go. Hey, grab your bag and come this way with us, please. And I ended up in the back of the airport. Them have me around there, sit down on a hard chair for hours. For hours. And I'm like, yes, I'm definitely going to prison. Somebody planned something on me. Here comes the question again. Did you pack your own bag, sir? No, I'm not sure if I'm going to answer. Because why am I in the back of the airport being interrogated and officers standing around me? You know what was in my bag? Ginger. My grandfather, and I told my grandmother before I left Jamaica, I said, Grandma, we can get ginger and everything else we get in Florida. I told the story before. Can get ginger and everything else we get right there in Florida. Right? Them have the Jamaicans store them on the market and everything. And she said, no, baby. That the ginger is not like your grandfather ginger. It's not the same ginger. You know, my grandmother older now, so she talk with that. You know, it's not the same ginger. And my grandfather now go wash ginger, clean off all the dirt off of the ginger, you know, everything, dry the ginger in the sun, wrap up my ginger, put it in my bag. I put it in my bag. Aha! This aha, I'm in the back. I didn't even when him pull out the ginger, I said, aha, I said, I don't remember putting that package in there. I mean wrap the ginger, you know. And I don't remember putting that package in there. Come in the door, I turn fool instantly. Open it up, ginger. The ginger, your ginger still has a little bit of skin on it. And I can see the little dirt in the skin. And this can bring through flies or insects that can come here and damage a whole farm or a whole crop, season's crop, blah, blah, blah. This is not allowed in here. I mean, the day I said, Jesus Christ, thank you. Whew, if a dirt pan ginger. So I can't imagine how some of y'all actually, how people actually take them risk there. I can't do it. I'm not built like that. You could give me a rifle, give me 7 magazines, 30 rounds a piece, give me my body armor, my head armor, and put me on a battlefield. Fight and shoot my way out. Don't put me in at the airport with no drugs in my bag or even the thought of drugs in my bag. Me DNT, no people, prison enough for me. And that me I try telling them. I'm a big tough man, but me DNT. Me don't want to go to prison. And it's not mine. It's not for me. So I don't know why people are volunteering themselves for this type of a lifestyle. Anyhow, yeah, that's stupid people. And you know, sometimes it's people that are caught up in situations, desperate situations in life. Like for instance, the woman that saved and did so much and opened her store. That's why I'm gonna go through them stories so I can understand the levels. Sometimes I'm not just about lust after things. Sometimes some people just caught up in some stuff, and because of the way they were raised, the environment they're from, and you know, people inveigle you the wrong way. My granny always say, you see? My granny always say, see? She said, friend, we carry you go some places where you have to go carry yourself, come back from them places there because friends won't be there. So with that said, me no want no friend. We are gonna tell me about your so flow, come make a money, not no, me okay. Me okay. If it does not involve me working and getting paid legally, but me can file taxes on that income there, me okay. Or even if me gonna make some money under the table, it shouldn't be no money where it's gonna cost me prison time. You see it? So be wise in these times. Things have changed. Times have changed. There are equipment out there that can actually see right through your body. Why do you think they pull so many people sometimes? And they're right. They get them. And sometimes they pull some people who they know don't have nothing on them, but they just pull them for heck's sake, just to make it look like they're not targeting that one or that one or that one specifically. Watch the people and put everything out in public now, you know, so we know. We know them have an x-ray machine. Once them carry you and sit you on that x-ray machine, it's all up in your cavities is being x-rayed. They see everything that's up in there. Then they'll just give you something to eat or drink and lock you in a steel room and wait till your belly start operate. And there's only one place you can poop. And from your poop in another one place, then they actually have a chute that's connected to that toilet. And it goes in there and it goes right out to them. You can't poop and catch it. There was a man on a video where he was trying to catch it as he was pooping and they ran in on him in the room. They leave you in the room to poop it out because they're going to collect it. That was desperation to reach into your own doo-doo. And I tried. What are you going to do with it? Eh? What are you going to do with it? You're going to snort up the whole light? You're going to eat the evidence? I don't know. But I don't ever want to be in that situation. And just know, sir, when you live a kind of life like that too, you power all the time. And you lose the people and drugs because you get arrested and nobody cares that you were arrested. Just know, say you owe for half a kilo of coke or a kilo of coke when you come out of prison. And you're starting over in life because you just don't do a good prison sentence, right? And now you have to go find money to give these people who are on your head. So you could very well lose your life now. And that's what happened to the sister. She said when she came back to Jamaica after she got deported, they want their money. So of course her store ended up getting closed down and all that. She work off our money. And she said, don't ever get in nothing like that again. I don't know how she worked the money off, but I can guess a couple of ways. Anyhow, wet, sweating, cramping, nah, just go have a pepper. Lazian here says it's now. She's gonna be singing brick pon brick, brick pon brick, brick pon brick pon brick. Those sisters will be okay though. They'll be out in a short period of time. All right. The last topic we want to get to this morning is something happened so sad yesterday, man. You notice sometimes you won't see me do any videos about the murders and the killings. I started off doing these types of videos because, first of all, I was the first Jamaican vlogger on YouTube to take on that, to start doing social issues topics. I got beaten for it over the years, even by other vloggers. And then them say, right, look like say, I might get views and subscribers, so me I go do it too. And then fast forward 3, 4, now 5 years later, almost everybody does it, right? If you want to find out who get killed, who a gangster, who caught up in this, which politician, this and that, you have a million Jamaican channels now that are vloggers now that cover the same topic. So sometimes I just let the topic go. I remember one person said to me, you only do those for likes and views. You are destroy the country image for likes and views. Well, never mind that the murderers are destroying the image of the country more than I am, but likes and views don't come from those types of videos. Even if you get views and likes, you won't get money. So they were accusing me of getting, oh, SoFlo get rich off of YouTube is not attracted to those videos. You can't make no money off of them video there. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, any big brand, Nike, whoever, whatever the commercials you see on these videos, none of them want to attach their videos, their commercials to me saying, well, 20 people get killed this week. Them chop off so-and-so head and fling with a one there. Right? So my reason for doing this from the beginning is still my reason for doing this today. And a lot of the times when I do these videos, it's like a sacrifice. Because I know within myself I could do a video that was going to earn me money instead of doing a video to raise social awareness or raise consciousness or teach people something or inform, better inform people. All right, you going there? You want to travel to Jamaica? Okay, you're going to where? All right, y'all going to this area? All right, me just come back from there. So let me tell you how to move when you reach there. There are people who haven't been to Jamaica in mad years that started going back from watching my channel. Right? So Flo, thank you so much. Me a big person at 30 years now, me reach back to Jamaica and things have changed so much. You're so right. Because I tell people now, say, look, it ain't like one time. You know, if you go stand up at airport and wait for nobody, you can drive a foreign, you can drive a yard as well. Keep the same speed. Just remember you're on the other side of the road. Drive cautious. The aggressive drivers are going to drive around you. They might blow them horn, pop, pop. Come off our road, no pussy. And them kind of something there is Jamaica. Go about your business. Half of the time, them just go around you and go about their business anyways and don't bother you. Reach airport, you can pick your vehicle up right there. GPS carry you go everywhere on the island now. Not like one time. You have to go search for your address, and because you haven't been here in so long, you have to go try find this place again, but then build up new roads so you're lost. It's not like that. You can book your ticket, book your wherever you're going to stay at, make your stay arrangements, get your address. You have a GPS. Matter of fact, phone store is right at the airport. So even if you don't have a phone when you land, you can get a phone right away for little and nothing. And the phone, they will hook the phone up for you right there. By the time you walk out the phone, your phone is fully functional, GPS fully working, put in the address of where you're going, and drive about your business. Right? So it took me telling these people that for them to say, you know, I might give it a try. And then they're writing me from Jamaica. Yo, Soflo, I'm down here right now. I'm telling you, oh my God, can't believe what I've been missing, blah, blah, blah. So my intentions is never to scare people away from the island. I encourage you to go. I just want you to be safe when you go. I don't want you to think that this is back in the 90s, early 90s or 80s. You know, when people fly down from foreign, everybody gather around them and people, you know, you could tell foreigners because them come in and them make sure them wear every jewelry them own and nobody now bother them and all kind of something. Them buy out the bar, come buy everybody at drinks and them laugh. And I'm telling you that times have changed. Can't really move like that anymore. Yeah. But I want you to go. And if it's your background, I want you to not only go, but I want you to invest, because we've seen over time where things reach certain people, are foreign, and those who thought they could never be thrown out. Cause my life's so good. I've always lived on the right side of the law. I work, I went to school, I have my degree, me do me this. And one day it took one event that led to another event that led to them no longer being here. Fling out. Where are you going? Back there? Oh, back to where you never invested anything at? Back to where you never have like a savings put on? Back to where you neglected and rejected all the people that were around you before you fly out the foreign? Good luck. Good luck. Now your survival is going to be tough, because they're going to ridicule you. Enough deport you go home and good enough. Because when them they are foreign, I mash road hard. Every penny I go a yard, you know. Everybody done that's so good enough. So when a man dropping at the place and them say, yo, yeah man, them catch me and frig me up, you don't know the thing go already. Everything good. I'm just saying. You decide. Anyhow, this whole thing, a story happened yesterday. Two brothers, you know. The need for conflict resolution, I'm telling you. And the need for us to be able to speak to each other, work out our problems without getting violent. I see it commonly among Jamaican people. Maybe it's because I am a Jamaican, but I see it commonly amongst Jamaican people. Like them can't work out a simple, everything is a suck your mother, and then every turn in a big fight, and you know, a boy head for bust something and you want to mash up a boy face, and I'm still trying to figure out like where it came from. So this particular incident that happened yesterday led to a 4-year-old being dead. 4-year-old got shot. But when I dig into the story now and I realize it's two brothers. Two brothers, you know. Two brothers got in an argument, got in a disagreement, kick off. One brother left, came back to the other brother house at 1 something in the morning, come make a bag of noise. Him go outside, both of them got into a scuffle, start fight, gun got produced, he got shot, and his little daughter got shot. Now, I don't know if the little picnic in there, 4 years old, probably heard a bunch of noise, look outside and see his daddy, and run outside and pick up gunshot from her uncle, and she didn't make it. With that being said, and 2 minutes left on this, I want you to wrap your mind around something. In the first week of the new year, 2021, Jamaica had over, I believe it was 15 murders in the first week. That's more murders than days, if you should go 1 per day. That's our first week. This is how we opened up the new year. This is how we started off the new year. In the first week of the new year, the number was recorded at 15. And I am willing to bet that it was more than 15. See that? It was 18. But you know, when me talk, I talk to protect myself too. So I would rather say 15 and then somebody else go check and say, so far 18, than for me to give some idiot people a platform to stand on by me saying a 24. Because then they'll come and say, you see you, look on you. Always I try to make the place look bad. The number is 18. You gone way at 24. Why are you inflating the numbers? So I will purposely go low. And even when I go low, Barbsy B, thank you. Manners and respect for that. Even when I go low with the numbers, I still know say it higher and it way higher. Mr. 15, see somebody come in our comment section and say 18 there. But it's in our first week. We say Happy New Year and just start kill people. To the tune of at least one per day. I mean, what more can be said? What more can be said? Yes, Demo, it's right. You're right. That has now become our culture. Life is not valued so much. Let me end this video this morning by saying this though. I have a bittersweet relationship with Rasta because I love what genuine Rastas stand for. Remember, I know Rasta tell you from a long time about drink up your bitters, build up your immune system, stop eat up that whole heap of sugar something there, kind of good for you to give you diabetes. Rasta tell us that the big belly in front of your dog, you need a wash out. Purge your body, drink some Cersei, good for your blood. Rasta been telling us certain things. Don't dress a certain way. Don't in a woman will carry herself a certain way. She out a road, the whole her pum pum print out. A strange man walking down the street can see your wife two pum pum jaw them in her outfit. And you as her husband can't tell her say she shouldn't wear that go out a road because she's gonna tell you say you're insecure. So Rasta Foundation for me is something deep. But I feel like the movement got stagnant. All this back to Africa and Black Star Line and thing and all that, them turn right this up. But then I realized that it's a personal journey. So somewhere in there, me and Rasta start have a little disagreement. But at heart, it's still those philosophies and those beliefs for me. See? There was a comment yesterday that said the Rasta them responsible for most of the killing and the drugs and all that. And I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Because if it's one thing I know, the bubble them not mix with people like that. Okay? Them not mix with people like that. If you notice, they take isolation, period. And if you know a Rasta, you know about the I. Right? You know when I'm talking, them say I and I, the I within I self, and them thing that. So they have isolated themselves. They've built a whole community. They've built a whole community. There are actually more than one of these communities on the island. And up there, so them practice righteousness. Up there, they practice self-sustaining, self-sufficient way of life and righteousness. Up there, so. They might have two guns up there to protect themselves in the wild, wild west they're living in. I don't know. But they don't come down into the cities and mingle with the bag of fracas and what's going on. So don't bother mix up Rasta name in a them kind of something there. You have a few people who have dreads that are into that lifestyle. But I want you show me one bubble, 112 tribe, one Nyabingi that has been name call up and up on front page or is anywhere in any of this. They're not. They're not. Track record shows it that they're not. So don't mix up the man. Them hear that? All right. We're gonna leave it there. So a lot of us need to change up our lifestyle, and it's how we live right now not conducive to your very own survival. But that's on you. That's on you. And you only get one life to live. So if you want to crash, ride fast and crash yours quick, then hey, who am I to tell you don't? Rev it up and go on, yes, more space on earth for me. but you can do better. All right. So shout out to the rest of them, the real one them that's keeping the order. The real one them that's keeping the order, cause you have a whole lot of ones that one bag of dreadlocks on them head and Selassie this and Selassie that, and they're not about nothing good. But majority of the ones that I've met, and from what I know, them not involved in them something there. All when them are gonna live dirty, that not in it for them. Yeah. 15 murders in the first week. The first 7 days of a new year. See, we're gonna left it right there, so let that weigh heavy upon your consciousness because you still see what's going on. All right. Here what? This is for us this morning. We're 5 minutes past the hour. Thank you for coming out. Another morning, SoFlo TV. I tell y'all all the time, leave your comments in the comment section below, but leave topics. If you think there's something that I can discuss on here and we can shed brighter light on, then leave it in the comment section below. Don't leave it while the video is playing though, because then I'll have to go watch the whole stream and go back through all those. Leave it after the video is posted to YouTube, where people leave those comments under the video, and I will see it. Leave your topics there, and I will see you tomorrow morning to discuss something that you want to talk about. All right? Big up on yourself, manners and respect, and have a wonderful day. Catch you later if God spare my life. God in everything. I'm out. Peace.